we're very honored to have Mr. Stephen Moore here. For those of you that don't know, he's, I mean, gosh, I probably could take the whole committee here and talking about his bio, but in short, 10 years on the Wall Street Journal editorial board, advisor to soon-to-be President Trump in his campaign, on and on and on. And probably one of the smartest brains that has to do with this, the economy, economics as a whole, and we are so fortunate to have him here.
And one of the things I really discovered about what is going on in the American economy is you have some areas of the country, Senator, that are doing very well. If you go to Silicon Valley, you know, my gosh, it's just, you know, zooming. Or Washington, D.C., frankly, 3 of the 5 wealthiest counties in America are Washington. That tells you a lot about America, doesn't it? But you know, you go to Wall Street or Manhattan, areas are doing very well. A lot of cities are doing very well, the business districts. But what I discovered is in this recovery that we've had for the last 8 years, there's so many areas that have been left behind. And it's tragic to see areas, whether they're in Michigan or Pennsylvania or Ohio or Florida or here in Arizona, where you have you've had a recovery, but these areas feel like the recovery has never really been felt by them. What about the idea of bringing prosperity to these areas with the ideas that we know work? More flexible regulation, a lower tax burden, more business-friendly regulation. We know from looking at states that that works. We actually know, by the way, if we look just looking at cities, comparing why some cities do better than others, we find the same relationship, and then they are statistically significant and so on. And I love this idea of the Arizona State Legislature saying, you know what, we are going to do something about bringing relief and bringing jobs and development to areas that have been left behind. This is not going to be something that is going to be costly. One of the arguments I've heard for years and years, if not decades, well, we can't do it, we can't afford it. We can't allow these areas to not, you know, pay as much taxes as they're paying now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's so much poverty in these areas. There's so much unemployment. You're not getting much tax revenue out of these areas. What better way to bring tax revenue into the state and the city for good public services than put people back into jobs so they're actually paying taxes, not collecting public assistance? This is a wonderful idea. I think what's so exciting, Senator, to me, is that we could make Arizona the showcase. In my opinion, if we want to solve the problems of bringing prosperity to every corner of this country, and that's what we should strive to do, to help the least among us to succeed. And, you know, we haven't seen that happen in America. And that's one of the things that's really attracted to me to this idea of prosperity districts. This should be, in my opinion, a totally nonpartisan issue. If you want to help the people who have not seen the kind of economic growth that they deserve, and you want to improve their lives, the people at the very bottom of the income scale, there are several things we can do, but this would be a huge step forward in terms of bringing prosperity. I think these prosperity districts are so promising. And, you know, I don't want to quote the president-elect, but I'm going to quote because I think it's appropriate in this regard. You know, what do you have to lose?